Good morning, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Hamilton here. I'm so happy to see you this morning on Monday, the first day of the week. This week we are learning all about the letter X and all about the number 11. So today I'm going to be doing a fun activity that you can do at home too, by yourself or with your brothers and sisters or even your mum and dad, all about the letter X. So before we actually look at what we're going to do for the activity, I thought it would be a good idea to go back and remember how to write the letter X. Now it's just 2 lines for the letter X and it's really quite easy. You guys are so smart. I'm sure you'll be able to do it with no problem whatsoever. So let's have a look. I've got a little whiteboard here so you guys can see how I write the letter X. You see there's my smiley face like we have in our books at school. I know Mrs. Garcia is doing a lesson all about telling you how to make the letter X and doing a worksheet with you, one that you have at home, so you'll be able to watch that one too. So let's have a look. Let me get my pen. Let's use a red pen and let's do our letter X. So we always start our letters at the top by the smiley face. And so we start at the top by the smiley face and we're going to do a big line down, a diagonal line. We're going to slide it all the way down to the corner like that. And then we're going to jump right back up to the other side and we're going to do another big line down. We're going to slide it all the way down through the middle of the first line, all the way down to the other side. So there's my X. It's a little bit squiggly because I'm not writing it on a flat surface, but there you go. You can see it. 2 big lines sliding one down that way, jump over and slide the other one down that way. So there's our X. That's an uppercase X. For the lowercase X, which I'm sure Mrs. Garcia has told you as well, that's just 2 little lines, exactly the same thing, but 2 little lines. So you're going to start in the middle of the box, and you're going to do a little line down, slide it down, diagonal line, then jump to the other side, and slide another little line down to do the lowercase x. So there you go, 2 X's. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy for you guys. Okay, so let's move that out of the way. And the activity that Mrs. Garcia and I would like you to do today is to draw a treasure map, because we all know that when there's treasure, the place where you know to find the treasure is marked with an X, because X marks the spot. So what we thought would be fun to do would be to get some paper and some pens, or a whiteboard if you have a whiteboard, or cardboard, really anything you want to use to be able to draw a map and to make your very own treasure map, to put an X where the treasure is. So I thought I would do one for you, and then I'll show you one that I did before on a piece of paper, just like you'll probably do. So here's my big whiteboard. There it is, I hope you can see it. Let's just move the little one out of the way. Put it down there. Okay, so here's my whiteboard, and I want to draw, let's see, I want to draw a big treasure map. So let's see, I think what I'm going to do first is start with an island, because I think that it would be fun to have a treasure map on an island, because islands are fun. You can sail to an island and they're sandy, so it would probably be easy to bury some treasure in the sand. So let's draw an island. There we go. Let's make it any kind of shape that you want. Okay, so there's my island in the ocean. And because it's in the ocean, because islands are surrounded by water, let's do some water. Just make some waves around the island, some little squiggly waves, so we know that our island is in the sea. Okay, there we go. Now, when there are desert islands or treasure islands, most of the time they're somewhere nice and warm and sunny. So I think I'm going to draw a sunshine so that everybody knows it's nice and warm on my treasure island. So let's draw a sun, a smiley sun, because we like it when it's sunny. Did anybody see the snow this morning? Oh my goodness, crazy. We weren't expecting snow. Okay, so there's my sun for the nice warm treasure island, and let's draw some things on our island. But I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put my X, because I want to make sure that I draw things around my X, my treasure spot. So let me get a red pen, because X is going to mark the spot. So let's have an X right here. There's my X. Do you see how I do it? Little line down, little line down. So there's where my treasure is going to be. So this is the fun part. You can do anything you want to on your treasure map. You can put animals in the ocean. You can do mountains, volcanoes, castles, hills, animals on your island, whatever you want to do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a couple of volcanoes because I like volcanoes. I think they're very cool. And I think my treasure island will look good with a couple of volcanoes. So I'm going to draw 2 volcanoes. And they are. Let's color them in. And do some lava coming out, because we all know that lava comes out of volcanoes. There's some lava coming out. And of course there's always smoke when there's a volcano. Lots of smoke and ash comes out because they're very hot, like a fire. You don't want to get close to those. And I think what I'm also going to do is put some trees on there. I think I'll have some palm trees because palm trees grow where it's nice and warm. So let's draw a couple of palm trees, or maybe 3. Let's do 3 palm trees. So there are the trunks. And now let's do the leaves of the palm trees. And palm tree leaves are pointy and big and green. So I'm just doing pointy leaves. You can do whatever kind of leaves you want, but I'm going to do pointy ones. There are my palm trees. And let's do some pine trees. Maybe we'll do some mountains. How about that? Let's do some pine trees. A pine tree is like a Christmas tree. So let's do some Christmas trees. There we go. And let's do their trunks. There we go. We can colour them in. Some pine trees like that, because maybe over here there's some mountains, and pine trees like to grow where it's cold, so let's do some mountains. There's a mountain. And let's do another mountain over here, like that, and we could put some snow on, couldn't we? There. The snow goes on mountains because they're so tall, the snow doesn't melt. Okay, so there are mountains, we've got volcanoes, we've got trees. What about having a lake in the middle with something? Let's have a lake in the middle. So we can put a lake in the middle like that. And maybe put some fish in it. How about putting some fish in there? Let's put some fish in. Some fish swimming in our lake. There we go, there's a lake and some fish. What else could we do? What about doing a castle? We could have a castle. So let's do a castle. So let's draw a square. And it needs to have a door, so let's give it a door and some windows. And most castles have turrets, so let's do some turrets. The bits that come up at the top. And then let's give it some flags for fun. There we go. How about that? I think that's pretty cool. So, of course, wherever there's treasure, wherever there's buried treasure, there's the X so we know where to find it, but let's draw the treasure. So my treasure, I think, is going to be some coins. Let's draw some coins, some gold coins. What about a crown? Maybe there's a crown there too. Let's draw a crown. And some more coins. And what about a necklace? Some jewels. Let's draw a necklace. Some jewels, maybe some purple amethysts or some blue sapphires. How about that? Some beautiful gems. And what about some red rubies? Let's have some red rubies as well. Yes, lots and lots and lots of things that are buried underneath that X where it's marking the spot. So what about putting some things in the ocean? How about, let's have a whale. Let's do a whale. Great big whale, and of course whales spurt water, don't they? And they breathe, so let's have some water spurting out of the whale so he can breathe. Put him in a wave, and of course let's have some more fish because there are lots of fish. Let's draw some fish. Oops. Some fish over here, and what about a cute little sea monster? That would be fun, wouldn't it? A sea monster. So Let's draw a sea monster. Let's have him looking out of the wave here. So let's put him up here. We'll give him 2 eyes. And we can have him waving. How about that? Let's have him waving. And a big smile. There's our sea monster. So what do you think? What do you think about my treasure map? I bet you guys can do just as good a job, if not better than this, because you'll have more time to do it. So why don't you ask Mummy and Daddy to get you a piece of paper, or maybe you've got a whiteboard like this, or a Magnadoodle. You can draw on anything you want to. And just have a go at drawing your own treasure map. Don't forget, the most important thing is the X, because the X marks where the treasure is. And I would love to see your treasure maps, or maybe if you do a video, you can show us the video. I know that Mrs. Garcia and I would love to see everything that you do. So there's my map, and I'm going to show you one that I did on a piece of paper a little bit earlier, so you can see what it would look like on a piece of paper. There it is. Can you see that? So you can see I have a whale. There's the whale. And there's the castle. And look, what's that? I even made an octopus. There's my little sea monster waving hello. And look what I have up the top. 3 sharks swimming in the waves. And in the middle, what did I put in my lake? I put an alligator. So you've got to make sure that you don't go in that lake. You don't want the alligator to get you. So boys and girls, why don't you have a try at doing your very own treasure map? And like I said, Mrs. Garcia and myself would love to see what you do with your treasure maps, because you guys are so much better at drawing than Mrs. Garcia and I are. So have fun doing that, and we'll see you tomorrow with something else to do. Have a good day, boys and girls, and make sure that you're being very good listeners and helping out at home, because everybody needs help, don't they? All right, we miss you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, boys and girls.